I didn't expect you guys to pick me at this hour. I thought I'd become invisible. I won't be guessing left or right foot today. As usual, if you see this, just say something, or leave your comments about the human-machine interface on the right. This will also make me realize that I'm not completely finished. And also, my darlings, promise me, you'll definitely sleep well after watching this, okay? The large truck in front of me. The license plate number looks quite thoughtful. He was leisurely strolling along the mountain path. The older ones are mostly experienced drivers, like Gru. You might not recognize this guy. Actually, I have absolutely no connection with him. As a result, Gru encountered a minor incident halfway through the journey. This truck is as heavy as a mountain. Plus, the roads are snowy. He had to get out of the car and wipe away the chicken blood. After trying, he still decided to put snow chains on the tires. At least this way, I won't have to live in fear. Get these done. He casually mentioned a hurdle. In a flash, it slipped into an open space by the roadside, using several stone steps, car radio, and so, Gru and his wife's camping trip tonight. The land has been selected. They first opened the third eye. After all, the snowflakes were still falling gently outside. Gru quickly unloaded the stove and firewood from the truck. In this kind of weather, the fireplace is their personal warmer. Everything around here is a vast expanse of white. Their RVs are like being hidden by nature. The secret base that rose up. After the elderly couple warmed up their food, they took a stroll around. The huge footprints in the surrounding area alerted them. It's obvious that the bears, Big Bear and Little Bear, often roam this place. They need to be extra careful. I came back after taking a walk. The two of them were frozen solid. They quickly gathered around the fire to keep warm. Good for preparing dinner. Gru dragged the stove out of the carriage. Another simple workbench was set up. He also lit 2 large lanterns. The campsite instantly became cozy. Little romantic. The charcoal fire in the stove was transferred to the oven. Gru's knife skills are superb. The steak was sliced as thin as paper. Sprinkle with the secret seasoning and it's ready to bake. The small pancakes were also heated up. The couple's dinner was simple, yet nutritious. Gru was eating his steak. On one hand, you also have to keep your eyes and ears open. They were afraid the aroma of meat would attract Gion O's greedy mouth. After they have eaten and drunk their fill, Gru decided to relax and have some fun. So the Mountain Road Cinema opened. This setting is absolutely perfect for Silent Hill. After watching the movie, Gru tied the camera to a nearby tree, sprinkled some delicious snacks on top. I wonder which small animals will be featured on camera tonight. The couple quickly packed up the curtain. Other equipment. The indoor air conditioning is set to a comfortable temperature. Then I crawled into bed. I drifted off to sleep, feeling wonderful. The next day was sunny and clear. Much of the snow on the ground has melted. The blue sky and white snow are a sight to behold, a truly refreshing experience. Gru pushes open the door, ready to greet a brand new day. The first thing to do is to go and take a look. Did any small animals come to visit the camera last night? It's obvious that there wasn't even a crumb left of the snacks. It turns out that 2 jackals visited this place. The snacks were all swept away by them. After returning home, Xiaomei kneaded the dough. Gru prepared some side dishes on the side. He also climbed onto the roof of the car. The snow on the solar panels was swept clean. The fire was forgotten again. The aroma also wafted from the stove inside the car. Once the tables and chairs are arranged properly, Xiaomei then went outdoors to demonstrate his culinary skills. The rolled out dough was placed on the iron pan. However, due to overcooking, it was a bit too hot. They say the beginning is always the hardest. Lessons learned from the first one. The second one will definitely fall to the ground. Faced with his wife's questioning, don't worry about Gru's embarrassing memories. Some small details. Finally, the spicy strips and Lao Gan Ma chili sauce were gathered on the table. The couple ate with great gusto. Wipe your mouth after eating. Tianmu, Kingdom. Other equipment was also thrown into the carriage with a clatter. Gru floored the gas pedal twice. They ran back the way they came. The next camp awaits their discovery. A bright red SUV. The car carrying the couple arrived. They came to a place with a wide view this time. There is a small lake formed by melting snow nearby. Finalize the campsite. Old Jew then opened the trailer and unloaded the tent. Don't be fooled by the fact that it's an inflatable tent. His weight is not light. The couple worked together to unfold it. You can use an air pump to inflate it. The woman checked the condition of the room. The suggestion was to add more air inside. Old Jew then picked up the air pump. He gasped and gasped as he breathed his last. Their wilderness shelters gradually took shape. He immediately became the absolute carry of this jungle area. But the weather changes faster than turning the pages of a book. In the blink of an eye, the snowflakes looked like cotton candy. It drifted down from the sky. Soft and chewy. I really want to grab a handful and taste what it's like. As more and more snowflakes fell, they also accelerated the improvement of the shelters. The most important thing is to use ground nails. Secure the tent as firmly as a holdout. Then the two of them were busy with the interior decoration. The area was insulated and warm. Stepping on it feels like walking on clouds. The woman opened all the windows. The room instantly felt much brighter. This time, they still chose an inflatable mattress. This thing is a treasure in the wild. It always provides them with the best sleep experience. Snowflake. Now they're just throwing things at the tent without any hesitation. The scenery outside is still lush and green. It'll probably be completely white in a little while. The temperature also dropped rapidly. Seeing this, Old Jew quickly brought out the stove. He was placed on one side of the doorway. After quickly installing the smoke and scallion baskets outside, hostess, the bed has been made warm and comfortable. In the blink of an eye, the snow outside started falling even harder. Strong winds and dense fog also joined in the fun. The shelter shivered in the wind. Old Jew quickly unloaded the prepared firewood. All other equipment was also moved indoors. The shoes outside were filled with snow. Old Jew quickly lit the firewood in the stove. The smoke from the smoked onions. A touch of gentleness has been added to the cold world. The strong winds were quite effective. Blow away all the snow on the roof. The woman positioned the heat fan above the stove. The heater inside the tent started circulating. The chimney. The leaking problem at the location is giving Guqiang a headache. He had no choice but to find a larger fireproof mat. After some modifications, the leak problem is finally solved. This trip, Old Boo even brought a portable sink. The couple practically moved half their home to another place. The indoor temperature is slowly rising. This contrasts sharply with the outside world. The snowflakes accumulated more and more. The surroundings were decorated like something out of a fairy tale. It was a bit cold, but it has a touch more romance. Old Goo turned on the indoor lights. Busy for most of the day. They should start preparing tonight's meal. Stir-fry the greens and meat sauce in the pan. Then, thin, paper-like pancakes. Coated in fragrant stir-fried meat sauce. Then put it in the oven to bake. The aroma was simply indescribable. It was already dark outside. A world of cool colors. Blending together with the warm-colored shelter. Such tranquil days are something to yearn for now. Their dinner was finally ready. Yogurt hot sauce is also ready. Under bright lights, Old Jew was so hungry he couldn't wait any longer. After eating, Old Jew prepared some firewood for the night. They laid out their sleeping bags. He fell asleep snoring away, nestled in the warmth of the fireplace. The next day, the car was already covered in silver-white armor. The little fox next to him also quietly put on a thin ice coat. The couple were still having sweet dreams. Thanks to this cozy little tent. Only then could they get a good night's sleep. When the two peeked out of the tent, Old Jew carried the sink directly into the house. Next up was the breakfast battle. The lady of the house is certainly presentable in public. Able to cook. Not only is the breakfast nutritionally balanced, plating also requires an artistic touch. Those who watched swallowed hard. Old Jew offered the iced tea on the tent. He skillfully adjusted the parking space. The lady of the house was busy tidying up the leftovers. Odds and ends. When the valve is pulled open, the shelter was like a deflated eggplant, slowly spread out into a flat surface. Once all items were packed and loaded onto the vehicle, their red SUV set off again. The next unknown territory. We await their arrival. In the northeastern corner of Turkey, the familiar off-road RV was parked halfway up the mountain. The famous Sumerian monastery is not far away. He hovered on that steep cliff face. It has a history of more than 1,600 years. It looks quite imposing from a distance. But this isn't their final destination. They were heading towards higher mountains. As the road up the mountain gradually became icy, Gru had to give the car big feet. Put on anti-skid chains. Although this guy has strong off-road performance, but the road conditions were simply too bad. After everything is done, they continued their ascent to higher altitudes. Along the winding mountain road, they finally reached the end of the road. This is the mountaintop at an altitude of over 2,000 meters. Gru's iron lump. That's quite confident. Even carrying a lot of belongings, they even managed to drive through the snow. A small path emerged. After getting off the bus, they were stunned by the beautiful scenery before them. Unaware of the danger, they walked forward. Take a look. There was even a small stream flowing through it. Gru is really good at making thunder. They insisted on stepping on the ice to test the water. He jumped. They used the ice surface as a trampoline. He slept so soundly. They need to prepare when they return to the shelter. The night was minus 20 degrees Celsius cold. This is no joke. Gru first brought out the stove and chairs. The cold wind pierced my body as soon as I got out of the car. They desperately needed the warmth of the small flame to provide them with a constant stream of excitement. More importantly, we need to test the steps on the frozen surface. Otherwise, getting in and out of the RV would be difficult. At this time, the lady of the house was busy tidying up the room. I've been trying to open the stairs for ages, but they still won't open. Shivering from the cold, Gru didn't care about anything else. He plunged into the house, especially his size 42 feet. We need to put a heat pack on him. Otherwise, you'd have to be spanked just to walk. By this time, the sky outside had already darkened. They chatted and warmed themselves by the fire. This scene brought tears to my eyes. I also want to go out and explore the world. It's hard to believe that he doesn't even have a wife. Tears welled up uncontrollably. In a short time, I don't even know how to describe the scene before my eyes. When the atmosphere outside was, they should also tidy up and prepare dinner. The hostess was in charge of cooking. Gru's got the potatoes covered with a protective shield. The wood outside has been laid out as a pile, just right to stuff the potatoes in. Just wait a moment. He can recall them. The inside was soft and chewy after breaking it open. Gru added the side dishes his wife had prepared. Even his wife praised his cooking skills. It's called a late-night culinary extravaganza. It's so cold outside. They don't plan to go for a walk anymore. Just crawl into the quilt. Get ready to welcome a brand new day. The vast power of nature is invigorating. This moment, it seems to have transformed into a small bird that flies close to the ground, feeling this vibrant land. When Gru opened the car door, he discovered footprints left by small animals in the vicinity. He circled around here and then ran to a distant place. Gru is really resistant to the cold. Wearing short sleeves in this weather, it makes people shudder. I need to make coffee when I wake up in the morning. The folding kick obeyed this time. Can be used normally. They arrayed their troops. Start preparing today's breakfast. Liu Jelu only has long hands. Although it doesn't look very delicious, but that didn't stop my daughter-in-law from giving me thumbs up repeatedly. Full of food and water, they were preparing to leave. However, the car doesn't seem very willing to start. I tried calling several times, but there was no response. Fortunately, Gru was skilled in some repair techniques. Try again. The vehicle then emitted thick smoke, following the road we came from. They were preparing to return home. Aside from the small ditches and gullies that took some effort, in other places, this behemoth moves as if it were flat ground. They even rescued a car that was stuck in the mud halfway there. Snowy car. This also enriched their trip. And so they drove down the mountain. Halfway up the mountain, Gru light bridge turn. We arrived at another high ground. After parking the car, they surveyed the terrain. The supplies inside the vehicle were unloaded. They do nothing. Let's light the fire first. Although the temperature here is higher than at the summit. But it was so cold that people were shivering. Don't be fooled by Gru's short-sleeved shirt. He would have to put on his military overcoat in a little while. Just then, snowflakes are falling again from the sky. This made the already romantic snow scene even more. It added a touch of ethereal beauty. I don't know, since the beginning of winter. Has it snowed where you are? As the snow fell heavier and heavier, Gru unfolds his heavenly eye, then draped the tarpaulin on one side. The snowflakes rushed in, all at once. The hostess was preparing dinner in the car. The prepared small fish also need to be grilled over charcoal, mixed with small snowflakes. Their grilled fish is finally ready, although delicious and tempting. But you have to finish eating quickly. The wind and snow never seemed to give them a moment's peace. They moved their things indoors. The snow on the sky was also painstakingly brought down. It took a lot of effort. Only then did they feel at ease and crawl into bed. Good night, everyone.